Welcome everyone back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you signs of high pressure and low pressure pushing in decidedly. From the models we could see there's definitely a debate going on in which high or low pressure will be moving in. So firstly, at the live radar, we can see some patchy rain over Scotland and Aberdeen area. Other than that, very dry. Just maybe some showers scattering across up into Scotland, maybe up into the coast, but just here and there showers. Gonna be very drizzly. Not gonna be very heavy at all. Gonna be very medium to short lasting. Nothing really that severe here. So I'll just head over to the temperatures. Currently very cold. Is in this band yet where yesterday we were seeing a yellow warning, but I didn't show you that yesterday because it was due to the deep dive that I was doing. So this band of rain here, this band of very cold air here, you can see very cold, and that's where the fog is lingering for yesterday. And we're staying with that very cold air, and you can clearly see where the temperature boundary from where it starts and where it ends. Other than that, very mild air for the very western coast of Scotland and Ireland as well. But other than that, staying relatively average, but maybe you can see above average somewhere, but it has definitely cooled down from that 14 degrees that we've been seeing like yesterday and the day before. So that's definitely cooled down. That's not happening anymore. So that was just very mild air mass moving in, but that's gone now. So again, here 4 o'clock on Thursday. So this is where the fog was lingering over. Where that cloud isn't here, where that cloud is not there, is where the fog is, because you need 2 ingredients for fog: 1, cold air, and 2, you don't need winds. Very favorable here at this time of year, but you don't need winds. You can't have cloud, you can't have rain, but it needs very cold maybe cold temperatures, not hot temperatures. Just keep in mind for that. So you don't really see much fog really in the summer. That's why. So as that cloud lingers, it kind of remerges together, and then bands of rain pushes in for the Scotland area, and this heavy batch of rain actually kind of misses us by the end. But if it does hit us, then we could see a yellow warning there, but quite unlikely. But then we see this weather front here just lingering over. It kind of pushes in onto the image on a Saturday. It kind of pushes in a little bit, then retreats back into the Atlantic, then back into here again. You can see if I run through this very quickly, you can see over here, back, and then jump over here, back, and jumping back forward. You can see that animation over there. So that's where we see really that jump, where we could see that fighting between the warm and cold air, and where that high and low pressure front. So still here mist showers at the end of this run. Not much, just basically showers towards the north, dry towards the south. Of course it will be cloudy for anywhere you are, but still generally very cloudy and maybe blustery and showery in the north as well. So I just want to show you the fog. That's where we have seen the fog in the past 20 this is where we've seen the fog right now. So it's again along this band here where we're seeing that fog there. If I zoom in right now, so it's just that band of fog where we can see it's lingering, but then quickly lifted by the sunshine tomorrow on 12 midday. So just want to show you that, and just going back to 800 HPA temperatures, very warm, but not as warm as what we've been seeing over the past few days. Still 13 degrees at 500 feet for 5,000 feet, but still the air on the ground is actually a bit more colder than 5,000 feet. So I've just realized that, because the air can be different at 5,000 feet if we see a southerly flow of 5,000 feet, then we see a northerly flow at surface level that is going to have a very, very big wind shear. And yeah, so just saying that 800 HPA temperatures doesn't really make the air hotter at the surface. It always doesn't have to be linking like that. It can be linked to something different as well. So 14 up here, but just ignore that. It could be drawing in a southerly flow, but not much wind shear, so still will be warm, but under the blanket of cloud, warm temperatures. Warm temperatures for towards the Midlands, but cold temperatures towards the south, which could have some frosted windows by the time you wake up in the morning. So just saying, staying very cold, and then we actually get that -4, -5 pushing back in for the south as we head towards the end of this run. Minimum temperatures, just want to show you the difference. I just want to skip through this. You can see through the Midlands, very, very cold. That's why we've got that fog there again. So that lifted very quickly by the heat and of course the sunshine. Then we've got more cold, more mild air, more average temperatures staying for most of the UK here. It kind of lingers until the end here, where we see more frosty conditions, maybe for the Midlands and Wales as well. And in Scotland is where we're actually seeing the mildest temperatures right now, because we actually got this southerly flow pushing in for most people for Scotland, for most people. And then on Sunday, where we actually see that cold air moving back in. On Sunday, -3, -4 as minimum temperatures, and then on Monday, still staying very cold, but this time more focused across the eastern coast. But then on Monday, we lose that in the Midlands, and then that transfers much further south. So overall, in the Scotland area is where we're seeing that mildest air. This is the GFS model. So you can see currently southwesterly winds pushing in, and actually we get debate here where high pressure, low pressure. High pressure tries to stay on, but then doesn't stay on, and then low pressure eventually pushes in, but then just moves on to Scandinavia very, very quickly, and then we get that low pressure towards the south here, merging onto that northern low pressure there, and then we actually see a system developing through the 23rd of January over the Atlantic, still quite far away. That develops, and it starts from over here. It starts at a high pressure on midnight 23rd, but then quickly strengthening by the jet stream on the 24th of January and the 24-hour time. It's where we got that very, very deep area of low pressure, and then that this time today as recording moved further north, but also has moved further west. So I'll keep tracking of this. Definitely very, very windy air, but then quickly getting moved up into Iceland, and then we see another system pushing in. We see another deep system pushing in here, and we're actually losing kind of that uncertainty of Scandinavian high. We get another system pushing in down here, and the 26th of January, quickly developing by the jet stream here. I'll just show you later. Quickly developing into jet stream. 27th of January, fully developed low pressure. Very, very heavy winds, very, very heavy rain. Could see snow if it bumps into cold air. Then we stay with that very, very unsettled weather, with that easterly breeze blowing into France, or maybe some of it going into the UK. With that westerly flow going into the UK. So, and then at the end we kind of get blown by more. We get blown by more of that jet stream air, which is through the Atlantic again. Just want to show you the wind gust. No, just want to show you the wind gust. When that low pressure moves in, we're actually seeing now very, very tight isobars here on the. You can see from the purples here, from the pinks here, you can see very, very strong winds over Scotland. This is just wind speed, not wind gust, just keep in mind for that. And then second system pushing in, bringing very, very heavy winds over this again, fully developed blown low pressure. and then we're getting that very strong winds over. And then why? Because I'll explain. Again, we get that very amplified jet stream sat over the UK for this whole time frame. And that's what's driving all this low pressure over to the UK. If this jet stream was shifted further north, we will see more low pressure towards Iceland, but this time we're seeing it over the UK. That's why, and very amplified to the as I head over to the end of this run. The GM model, you can see, yes, very similar to GFS. High pressure clings on the 19th of January. Low pressure pushes in, tries to push in, does make a success, and then moves on to Scandinavia. We don't see any Scandinavian high. Instead, we see a very weak area of low pressure to the south, just lingering on for the GFS. Just for the GM on the 22nd of January. More unsettled weather for this run. Yesterday we were seeing this, we were seeing Scandinavian high. Today we're seeing the complete opposite of this. We're seeing low pressure dominating for this entire run. So yeah, it's very uncertain indeed. And then we actually get a full-blown low pressure system here, just over here again, very similar to GFS on the 23rd of January. Still very close to northern hemisphere where we get that cold air. And then that low pressure becomes a full-blown low pressure, and as it tracks towards the UK and moves like 2,000 miles in under 12 hours. So that's a lot. The forward speed on this low pressure is actually very high. So it will actually clashes in under 24 hours without 24 hours very quickly. Very strong winds with this one actually. Very strong winds compared to GFS here. We actually see very much more closer this system pushing into the UK. Very stormy weather, severe low pressure with this weather. 955, 940 isobars. With this, you can see very strong winds with this, and we get under that forward end. We get that front end. We get that northerly flow pushing in, but that backhand we get southerly flow pushing in. And at the end of this run, we see another system here pushing in, just waiting out in the wings over the Atlantic, still very close to the US. But then again, the vertical speed very quickly. The forward speed very quickly. The first low pressure comes. Next low pressure comes behind it very quickly indeed, and then becomes a full-blown low pressure again here. One low just cleared over the 25th, and then another low pressure might be pushing in. So we have to see this in much detail later on, as these models are saying something very interesting here. ECMWF yesterday was showing kind of a Scandinavian high. Today we're not much seeing that here. But high pressure tries to cling on with all these models are saying. Low pressure pushes in, very similar to GFS here. We get this little dominant low down here. But then it kind of turns into a high pressure at the end of this run, you can see. And then we get pulled in by a northerly breeze, kind of bringing cold air, and then we get high pressure with this run instead, and then we get that full-blown low pressure actually towards the north, and actually shifted towards much further north with this run. So all models are showing definitely something different, and then this has been the Scandinavian high has still been developed for the ECMWF, but it has just been developed on the 29th of January, much later than yesterday's run. So definitely very uncertain on this. We'll have next few videos will still be talking on this topic, as I'll be doing this topic around every single day. Because it's very uncertain right now, and I want to give you guys what the best outcome is. So the next few videos will still be about this. So this is anomaly again. You can see low pressure, full-blown low pressure just clashing into the UK here from 992 millibars. 24 hours time, full-blown low pressure up to 936 millibars. developing 50 millibars in 24 hours time. Very, very quickly indeed. And then pushes in the UK, strong winds over Scotland, and then another low pressure spins up over the Atlantic here, another low pressure down here spins up over the Atlantic. 25th we get first low pressure, damaging winds already. Second low pressure over Sunday, very, very destructive weekend for this one. Second low for this. Second low pressure, very, very disruptive weekend indeed for this. If you have any travel plans, might want to cancel them, might want to start cancelling them. But still, if you want to have a better look at this, still I will keep making videos about this. The high pressure eventually develops. So just at the end of this, just want to show you the ECMWF model, just what it's currently saying here. Low pressure is currently saying high pressure dominating, low pressure trying to cling on, low pressure towards the south. Not tight. This is not a real system. Will bring rain to this, but this is not a real system. This is the other system. This is the weak area of low pressure, which is not what I'm intended to look at. But this low pressure is intended to what I'm want to look at. You can see full blown low pressure towards the north. Here you can see tight isobars, not exceptionally tight over the UK, but we get spinned up with another one down into the sea down here. You see how quickly that develops. We down here, just want to notice you on this little circle right here. Just want to show you how quickly this develops into an actual low pressure, and it actually deepens more as it moves into the UK. So definitely amber, yellow warnings staying in force with this. If still stuff is gonna be, if patterns still continue to run like this, but we are not seeing a Scandinavian high anymore, much opposite of what we have been seeing. So we'll have to keep in mind for that. Before I go over to the ensembles, just want to show you the wind gusts as well, because that was the key of this video. Just want to show you all the wind gusts here. Wind gust here, if I could just switch to also the UK. So first low pressure moving in, very strong winds for Scotland. Just for the very, very west of Scotland, we could see in excess of 100 kilometers per hour, so 60-70 mile per hour localized. Not still very similar isobars with this 936 millibars with this. So we'll have to wait and see, of course, if it's gonna move track further south. If it will track further south, you can see already that green spot as it moves further north into the colder waters. You can see less and less that green stuff pushing. That green stuff you can see here on the 24th, but that green stuff is gone by the time it moves further north, so losing strength by the time it moves further north. But there's not the low pressure that really intensifies us. It's this one that I want to look at. Second low pressure, bringing very, very destructive weekend. You can see bringing some wafting up northerly breeze, and then at the backhand you can see wafting up back southerly breeze. So you can see even some grays here indicated on the Plymouth here. Very, very even inland gust of in excess of inland gusts 50, 60, 70, 80 mile per hour even possible with this. If we keep seeing this pattern again, name storm possible with this. So still do stay in touch with this as we see another system pushing in here for the GFS. The Cardiff ensemble, just want to quickly whiz through this. You can see that downward trend here, downward trend as it moves further south. You can see big spread here, still the uncertainty, very big spread. So I can't really decide on anything right now. But yesterday we were seeing some runs saying high pressure, but most runs are now saying neutral or low pressure. So yes, have to definitely wait and see for this. So the GEFS model, just want to show you where that low or high pressure will go. So is on the weekends where we see most of that low pressure. So I'll start off with Saturday. The global one, we're seeing high pressure. The member 1, we're seeing low pressure, very deep area of low pressure towards the north, bringing very windy conditions for all. Member 7, we're seeing a mixture. We are seeing a mixture of high pressure and low pressure towards the low pressure towards the north and high pressure towards the south. Member 6, we're seeing southerly flow. Member 10, we're seeing low pressure towards the north west, low pressure, and then we're seeing member 18, low pressure towards the center of the UK. Member 24, low pressure towards the south. And then I'll move on to Sunday. Low pressure still staying with us with these models. So very similar, very different, sorry, with these models. Very uncertain. Some saying high pressure building, some saying low pressure building. And as I progress to this, the confidence curve decreases as it moves through. So last thing I want to show you, Scandinavian high has definitely been the confidence in Scandinavian high has definitely dropped once again for this. So we're seeing more of low pressure instead. We're seeing more stormy weather, more chance of named storm, and less chance of high pressure, less chance of more sunny weather. So we can see down here only 16%, only 19-20% of high pressure, while we're seeing somewhere like 40-50% of low pressure pushing it. And then we can see something like 30-20% chance of neutral here, maybe 40-50 chance of neutral. So yes, we're losing that confidence we're losing that confidence in Scandinavian high. Yesterday was the complete opposite. Yesterday we were seeing 70% of high pressure, 70% of Scandinavian high. Today is the complete opposite of the models. So just want to update you on that today. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, goodbye.